Hey, my Liptons. I know it's been a minute, but I wanted to come in here and do. Oh God, you would think that this is like 20. When did they start beefing? 2020. What? 2020? No, 2019, 2018. I don't know, somewhere around there. But child, these two, like, it's just like at this point. It's like, just meet up in a park and fight at this point, because it's like, we're not gonna keep dragging this out for years and years to come, because it's like, y'all are both in your, like, y'all are adults, y'all have children. Like, can we be mature at a certain point in our lives? Because clearly, and honestly, you know, from Cardi's end, I'm not as whatever, because she's always been, but like, for Nicki, for someone that, you know, and listen, y'all already know, on this channel, I grew up on Nicki Minaj. I grew up, you know, when I was in middle school, like, that's when Nicki Minaj was, like, came up. So it's like, for me, like, to kind of see Nicki in this light and going back and forth with people, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, I was like, okay, kiki, yes, we live for the beef and, you know, things like that when she's, but then it's just like, shoot, at this point, it's like, as I get older, I'm kind of getting over it. As I get older, it's like, are y'all serious right now? And for Cardi, I mean, you know, it's all she has. So it's like, of course, she's gonna do the back and forth. But for like someone that is like as iconic as a Nicki Minaj, you would think that she would hold herself to more of a high esteem. And I just feel like as time goes on, like it seems like, I don't know if it's something where Nicki, like, and people pointed this out, and I'm not sure, but I don't know if Nicki has some mental health issues or something like that, but like the rants has just been, it's too, like, because like I never seen her like this when I was like, when I was like in middle school, high school, like she was never like this. So it's like, to see that Nicki, you know, goes on Twitter and just like, just ranting, it's like, damn, like, can we get old Nicki back? Like, can I get 2009, 2010, you know, 2012 Nicki back, please? Like, where they just kept it in the songs instead of ranting and raving on Twitter. You know, that's the Nicki that I prefer. That's the one that I like to preserve in my mind. So, listen, I don't know how this beef started up again last night, but I did see Cardi's tweet first. So Cardi tweeted something about like old B words, and also trigger warning, okay? There are some nasty, disgusting tweets that I'm about to show in this video. So the Twitter warning, okay? Because they took it, they were real nasty in these tweets. So I don't know if Nicki, you know, poked the bear, you know, Cardi. So I don't know who started it first, but I saw Cardi's tweet first about old B words, blah blah blah, because I think a few days ago Nicki said that she's releasing an album. But then at first I was like, I thought that she said she was going to release the album next year, but now they're saying that she's going to release it next month, you know, to kind of rival Cardi. You know, whatever. So I don't know if that has something, if that is related to that. So that's how it started. And then, so Nicki then tweets this. Okay, so she says A, B, C, D, E, F, G, rap like Barney, still ugly. Okay, very elementary. Nicki, you are a wordsmith, but this is very elementary. It's no shade. And then, of course, you know, the cocaine Barbie, because, you know, allegedly, you know, people... and listen, there's clearly... I don't want to do it because, you know, I do have some barbs as some subscribers. Okay, shout out to the barbs. But like, you know, listen, where there's smoke, there's fire, because clearly, you know, these streets have been talking for a while that, you know, I don't know, Cardi. I even know SZA insinuated it, that Nicki is, you know, has been, you know, and then I know megantheestallion too has also insinuated. So I don't know how true it is, allegedly, that Nicki's on. All we can hope and pray is that she gets the help that she needs, if that is the case, or she likes perks or cocaine, allegedly, I don't know. But hopefully she gets the help that she needs. Okay, so she says cocaine Barbie. And then it starts to get, all right, now it starts to get nasty. It says here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Surgery to look like me. tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, Rico fraud and perjury. Okay, I try to add a little bit of harmony to that, okay? So, and of course, here goes the ABCDE. And of course, she's insinuating that Cardi B raps like an elementary. And, you know, I can see that. I can see why people, and this also speaking to me personally, that's why I didn't review the album. But I did listen to Cardi B's album, and I wasn't too much of a fan of it. I was just like, it was alright. Like, some of the songs were forgettable. I didn't, like, I don't know. But then again, Cardi B's never really been, like, my top female rapper, per se. You know what I mean? So it's like I wasn't really expecting much from her. So the album really didn't do anything for me. But yeah. But Nicki is saying that, like, you know, Cardi raps like an elementary school, you know, person or whatever. And then she says here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, pregnant, played with his pussy. So, okay, so Nicki's also insinuating, and this is what the streets are saying. I don't know how true this is. They're saying that, you know, Cardi B, apparently her new guy, Stephon Diggs, is, you know, allegedly bisexual. You know, he's a little bit fruity, and he likes, you know, he likes men to play with his booty hole. So I don't know how true this is, but I'm just saying what the streets are saying, allegedly. Okay, I know JT also was coming out Cardi B over that too, and you know, of course, Tasha K. You know, it's messy out here in the urban streets. Okay, so this, you know, she insinuated that, and then this is what Cardi had to say, and it gets real nasty. Okay, she's of course the alphabet, and then she says here, your man have to snatch P-word. P-word tastes like honeycomb. Your bro be touching 12-year-olds. Okay, okay. Now we're getting to the gutter. We're getting to the gutter now, because it's like now we're bringing up the husband. We're bringing up, you know, Nicki Minaj's brother, you know, being convicted pedophile. So, you know, and of course the husband too. The husband has been convicted of, you know what I mean, you know, sexual SA. So Nicki, I mean, she clearly saw this coming, of course, because, you know, people are always going to bring it up when it comes to her. So, and I didn't see this tweet where Nicki was bringing up numbers, but I took this from Pop Base. But apparently Nicki was bringing up numbers. So, and then this is what Cardi had to say. She says, why do you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gag that you think it is. You've been in the game for 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers that started around your time. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake. Those are the numbers you need to be competing with. And you can't, because you doing lower than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. What the F is you comparing yourself to me for? Okay, now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. In a way, I agree with this tweet. When it comes to Nicki and stuff. Because, you know, Nicki likes to do the number game a lot and that sort of thing. And it's like, yes, like, we get it, sis. Like, you're doing better than most of the rap girls out here. You know, the people are not buying, you know, albums like they used to, blah, 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 whatever, streaming, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, girl, at the same time, like, you were out before any of these girls. You're out, like, you do need to compare yourself to, you know, Drake is your peer, if anything. I mean, but then again, he's a man, so I get it. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe, you know, comparing it to female rappers makes more sense. But then again, I don't know. It's like I see both sides to it. It's like, you know, there's not as many female rappers as they, because remember, when Nicki came out, it was just her. You know what I mean? Like, Remy Ma was locked up, Lil' Kim was whatever. So it's like there weren't any, Nicki didn't have competition at that time. So it's like, I can see why Nicki will compare herself to these new girls, like the Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions, the, who else? Glorilla, that sort of thing. But it's like, at the same time, I see where Cardi's coming from, because, like, girl, like, you've been out longer, like a decade before me. Like, why are you, we're not even in the same class in that manner. You're more in the, you're the senior. I'm the, and I don't mean that as an insult, but like, she's, you know, Cardi's the freshman, Nicki's the senior. You know what I mean? She's about to graduate.
Good morning.
She's about to,
49. This is,
yeah, sorry, my Lipton's. So, announcement. But yes. So, you know, it's like a thing of like, okay, like, you're the senior, I'm the freshman. So it's like, but then again, it's like, I also see it from Nicki's perspective, where it's like, well, I didn't have no competition like when I was out. So it's like there are more female rappers now, so of course I'm going to be comparing my numbers to what the new girls are doing. So I don't know, I see both sides of it. But yeah, so let's go to the next tweet. It gets real like I said, this gets real nasty. So she says here, and honestly, Cardi should have saw this coming, child. She says here, raw dogging pregnant with your fourth baby. Barney B, BV, HBV, allegedly. Listen, y'all already know on this channel, I already told y'all how stupid it was for Cardi to, I mean, Cardi sometimes, she does, you know, clearly she doesn't use, you know, with Cardi, you can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl, clearly. I don't know why would you get pregnant by a man. You just, like, mind you, the divorce is not even finalized. Like, at least, can the divorce be finalized first? Damn. And you just met this man, and on top of that, he's a rebound relationship. So it's like, you know, this is going to be used against Cardi for days on end, period, point blank. I don't care what nobody say. So, you know, she's, you know, Nicki's throwing out the STDs and the, you know, STIs and all that stuff on Cardi. You know, and then on top of that, when you have a husband like Offset, talking about so you were raw dogging while you were pregnant with another man, child, it, you know, is meant to be used against you. So then this is what Cardi had to say, and I'm like, oh, child, it's getting nasty, 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 nasty. She says here, all right now, there's a third tweet talking about my pregnancy. Like, you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all them perks you be scrabbling your eggs. Not allegedly. Lord, protect my babies. Listen. Bro, this just gets nasty and nasty. And I don't know if it's still ongoing because I just took these screenshots when I was on my way to work. So I was like, you know, let me talk about this in the office. I ain't got nothing to do. But, oh, listen, I'm younger than both these women. And these women, like, it's just at this point, it's like, bro. And I think for me, of course, it's like I held Nicki to a higher standard because I grew up with Nicki. So, of course, like, it's more like on. And with Nicki's rants and stuff, because I know lately she's been also doing the rants against, like, the, you know, the Jay-Z's and stuff like that. And it's like, and then I know she also went at it with SZA, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't do a video about it, but I know her and SZA went back and forth for a little bit. And I was just like, it was so random to me because I was like, wait, what? SZA? Like, you expected with the female rappers and stuff, but like SZA? I was so Confucius about that. I don't know what's, like, clearly, okay, these two have beef. That's one thing. But, like, I don't know if Nicki also was going through something. Because she was never like this. That's the thing. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. And the Barbs also have to admit this, too. Like, Nicki was never, like, Nicki was not the ranting type. Like, go back to how, like, if anything, like, she would either put it in the music or she won't say anything at all. But she was never, like, the rant kind of person. So it's very shocking to see her in this, like in this light of, like, going back and forth with people. And I know she has the album coming out. Clearly, you know, there's going to be shots thrown on that album. But here's the thing. Nicki's also dealing with a Cardi B. So, of course, Nicki had to do it on Twitter because you already know Cardi B, you know, and there's no shade. But she does give elementary school bars. But, and we know that Cardi's not going to really do no diss track like that towards Nicki Minaj. Because I know she did it with Bia. And that's the part, too. That's why I didn't review the album. Because I was just like, okay, Bia. Like, who cares about Bia? Like, we don't care. We don't care. So it's like, you know, your real opponent was with Nicki, but whatever. I just think these two women need to grow up. You know, these two are both mothers at the end of the day, and it's like, it's getting old, bro. This is 2025. Like, can we wrap, like, y'all were beefing since like 20, like, can we wrap this up? Can we wrap this up? Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, but it's gonna be dragged out. And I also saw something before I came on here, something about some leaked audio and stuff like that with Lotto or something. I don't know how true it is. I'm gonna look at it. I don't know if I need to do a part 2 to this video, but we'll just have to wait and see. But other than that, I'm just like, these two need to grow up. They need to grow up. Like, and then on top of that, like Cardi with the court cases and stuff, like, listen, I want Nicki to behave like the queen that she is. Like, please keep it in the album, but keep it off of Twitter. Let's leave it alone. And let's move on with our lives. Okay? Anyway, please tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.